Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Srila Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the introduction. Page number 16. The Supreme Lord and his transcendental abode are both Sanatana as are the living entities. The combined association of the Supreme Lord and the living entities in the Sanatana abode is the perfection of human life. The Lord is very kind to the living entities because they are his sons. Lord Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Yonishu Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the father of all. Of course, there are all types of living entities according to their various karmas. But here the Lord claims that He is the Father of all of them. Therefore, the Lord descends to reclaim all of these fallen conditioned souls to call them back to the Sanatana eternal sky so that the Sanatana living entities may regain their eternal Sanatana positions in eternal association with the Lord. The Lord comes himself in different incarnations, or he sends his confidential servants as sons or his associates or acharyas to reclaim the conditioned souls. Therefore, Sanatana Dharma does not refer to any sectarian process of religion. It is the eternal function of the eternal living entities in relationship with the Supreme Lord. Sanatana Dharma refers, as stated previously, to the eternal occupation of the living entity. Sripad Ramanujacharya has explained the word Sanatana as, quote, that which has neither beginning nor end, unquote. So when we speak of Sanatana Dharma, we must take it for granted on the authority of Sripada Ramanujacharya that it has neither beginning nor end. The English word religion is a little different from Sanatana Dharma. Religion conveys the idea of faith, and faith may change. One may have faith in a particular process and he may change his faith and adopt another. But Sanatana Dharma refers to that activity which cannot be changed. For instance, liquidity cannot be taken from water, nor can heat be taken from fire. Similarly, the eternal function of the eternal living entity cannot be taken from the living entity. Sanatana Dharma is eternally integral with the living entity. When we speak of Sanatana Dharma, therefore, we must take it for granted on authority of Sripad Ramanujacharya that it has neither beginning nor end. That which has neither end nor beginning must not be sectarian, for it cannot be limited by any boundaries. Those belonging to some sectarian faith will wrongly consider that Sanatana Dharma is also sectarian. But if we go deeply into the matter and consider it in the light of modern science, it is possible for us to see that Sanatana Dharma is the business of all people of the world, nay, of all living entities of the universe. So that was page number 16 of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Here, the main points are we, the living entities, are Sanatana, we are eternal. We meaning not just the human species, all the 84 lakh species of life. The living entity, when I say living entity, I mean the soul, not just body. The living entity is eternal. And that includes cats and dogs and bacteria and all those things are eternal. That's Sanatana. And Lord says in Bhagavad Gita itself that I'm the seed-giving father of all. So we all emanated from Lord. Therefore, we are parts and parcels of the Lord, and we have some minuscule qualities of the Lord, right? So, and we belong to the spiritual abode. We are wrongly here. This is not where we belong to. Earth is not our permanent place. And because the Lord is so full of compassion, He descends every now and then to reclaim the fallen souls, which is us. Now, Srila Prabhupada is explaining the meaning of the word Sanatana. Sanatana Dharma. First of all, those who, there is a misnomer. There is a wrong word, Hinduism. We are not Hindus. It comes from the river Indus, which the foreigners used to refer to the people of this region as Hindus, or then from there the word Hindu came, and it is not a correct word. The correct word, more appropriate word would be Sanatana Dharma. Now, it's interesting to note that Sanatana Dharma is not a religion. That's what Srila Prabhupada is explaining here. It's not a religion. When you talk of religion, Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, those are religion. But when you say Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana, the word Sanatana means it has no beginning nor end. It is eternal. And eternal dharma, eternal occupation of each has an eternal occupation. For example, the liquidity is the dharma of water. The water is liquid, and the fire, the dharma of fire is heat and light. It's eternal. When you take that from the fire, if you take heat and light from fire, it's no longer fire. So that's the eternal dharma. It's eternal innate quality. And we, the living entities, our eternal quality, our eternal occupation, our Sanatana Dharma is to serve the Lord. That is the Sanatana Dharma. So when you say Sanatana, it is different from faith. Faith has a beginning and an end. It depends. At one point you have faith and then you lose the faith. But Sanatana Dharma means it's eternal. You don't lose it. So it's not a sectarian religion. It's a holistic. It's a holistic science, maybe. It cannot be called a religion, and it's not sectarian. It is not limited by boundaries. So it is everybody's duty. The whole world and the whole cosmos, every living entity's duty is to serve the Lord. Now we move on to the battlefield. Yesterday we saw that Arjuna was in great distress, and we were at verse number 31, where Arjuna says, I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen, and I don't desire any victory, kingdom, or happiness. Now we go to verse number 32 to 35. So that is 32, 33, 34, 35. There are 4 verses which I will be reading. Kinno rajena govinda kim bhogir jivitena va yeshamarthe kankshitam no rajyam bhoga sukhani cha ta imev astita yuddhe pranyam styaktva dhanani cha आचार्य पितरः पुत्रस्तथैव च पितामहः मातुला श्वशुरा पौत्रा श्याला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् न हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदना अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किं नु मही कृते Nihatya dhatarashtanna ka pritisya janardana. So Arjuna is saying, O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed in this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Purport: by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our own senses are satisfied. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entities as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entity are satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed in the battlefield and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. This is a typical calculation of material life. The transcendental life, however, is different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord, he can, Lord willing, accept all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a farthing. Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives, and if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally. At this point, he did not know that Krishna has already killed them before their coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. This fact is disclosed in the following chapters. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against his miscreant cousins and brothers, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotee. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. So that was up to verse number 35. So the main points are Arjuna, see, Krishna is addressed by different names in different verses. Here the word used for Krishna is Govinda. Govinda has two meanings. One is the one who gives pleasure to the senses and one who gives pleasure to the cows. Krishna loves cows and he always wants to give pleasure to them. So if you want to please Krishna, this is a secret to Go Seva. If you serve mother cow, you can give donation, you can give food, or you can physically take care of the cow. Krishna will be very pleased. And so here Krishna is addressed as Govinda. Govinda also means the um, object of all object of pleasure for the senses. Go also means senses. So Krishna is addressed as Govinda. So Arjuna is indirectly asking him, why are you making me kill my own people when you are Govinda? Govinda means you should give pleasure to the senses. So here Prabhupada has clarified. You see, Govinda means Krishna is not meant to give pleasure to us. We are his servants. We are meant to give pleasure to Krishna. So Govinda means we have to give pleasure to Krishna, to Krishna's senses. So when we give pleasure to Krishna's senses, our senses get satisfied. Just as when you water this example was given before, when you water the roots of a tree, all the branches, all the leaves, the entire tree gets satisfied. Similarly, when you give pleasure to the Lord, you get satisfied. Um, and therefore, he's addressed as Govinda. And Arjuna did not want to kill his own people, as I said before, because he was identifying with his body and he was identifying them with their body. He felt that if at all they are on the side of adharma, then let Krishna kill them. He didn't want to do that work himself because he was so much attached to them. But Arjuna did not know that Krishna has already killed them. Now, see, this is a secret. Krishna is a supreme controller. So it is said that as soon as he saw the Kaurava Sena with his eyes, he's already killed them. It's just a matter of time. And Arjuna is made a medium. He is he's the nimitta. Arjuna is a medium through which Krishna is killing the Kauravas. So um, we should understand in life that many times, you see, when especially for those of you who are on the path of devotion, if you have taken to chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, if you're serving the Lord, if you have understood your position as a servant of the Lord, you want to progress in the bhakti marga, then it is very good to remember that whatever circumstance happens in your life, you see, Krishna, everybody is Krishna's children. We are all Krishna's children. But when somebody becomes a devotee, Krishna gives him special favor. And Krishna arranges the circumstances for that devotee. You see, sometimes you feel that something has happened in your life. Um, Circumstances have changed, or certain people are coming into your life, or you lose your job, you lose your money, anything can happen in life. And when that happens in a devotee's life, the devotee has to understand that it's Krishna's special mercy. Krishna is arranging the circumstance so that he can manage your life. And another thing mentioned here is that Arjuna is very soft-hearted because he's a devotee. He might as well forgive all the wrongdoings that was done to him, but Krishna doesn't forgive if you do something wrong to a devotee. That's very, very important point to understand. If you can abuse Krishna, you can give gali to Krishna, he doesn't care. He's a supreme Lord. But if you offend a devotee, Krishna will never tolerate it. So you have to be very careful. Never ever offend a devotee. Never be disrespectful to a devotee because Krishna takes it very seriously. You get the repercussions, you get the reaction for that. So Arjuna was a pure devotee and he was subjected to a lot of humiliation and uh, mis, uh, misdeeds by Kauravas. So Arjuna, being a devotee is a very soft-hearted. He forgives them. Okay, they did that to me, and I forgive them. But Krishna will never forgive something done badly to a devotee. So here, Prabhupada is saying the same thing. Because the Kauravas were nasty to Arjuna, Krishna has already decided that they will all die by the end of the battle. So it's just a matter of time. So with that, we end the 35th verse. Hope you've understood something and you have benefited in some way. If so, please give a thumbs up. If you like the video, please do subscribe to the channel and remember to share it with friends and family. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. See you next time.